So everybody got their Christmas presents around here already, except for Melanie and I, and it's here. If you're listening on podcast, you can't see it, but it's sitting here in front of Melanie. Actually, you know who else didn't get their Christmas present yet? Is Jessica. And look
She's not
against
coming to the show. She doesn't get it.
Yeah, well, see, look against the wall there in front of you. See on the floor that pretty purple gray bag. That's Jessica's gift. And she's getting it
Never.
when she comes here.
Well, now you told her what it is, but
No, I didn't.
what happened to our intro?
because
What
there's
happened
something-
to our intro?
We don't do the intro anymore.
We need to.
No, we don't. How many times do I have to explain this, Helen? We don't do the intro anymore because it's already pre-recorded into the podcast. So when we do the podcast, Helen just takes this bite and sticks it into the intro and the outro between it. So when you press play, the intro plays. So that's why we don't do the intro anymore, because we don't have to, because it's already there. They've already heard it before they even hear our wonderful voices.
Okay.
So that's why we don't do intros anymore. So anyway, thanks for joining us this evening. If you celebrate Happy Hanukkah, if you celebrate Happy Merry Christmas a little bit in advance. So we're a little bit away. But anyway, so yeah. So Melanie's got a gift here. Do you want to wait a while? Or do you want to get started, or do you want to wait a while to open that and see what's in there?
Yeah, we'll wait.
We're gonna wait. We're gonna make you guys wait. And do you want to? You think Jessica's watching at home? Do you want to tease her with? No, you don't.
She said she's sleeping.
Oh.
I asked her to be on the show, and she refused again. But they just got home from Germany, so I was going to have her talk about how her curls were in the cold German weather, because it was really, really cold there, I think. Freezing.
Freezing. Yeah, freeze.
Freeze.
Yep.
Haha.
Got my. You know what? I've got my Christmas sweater on, but it's really not an ugly Christmas sweater.
I know. I got
it's
lots of
comfy.
compliments on my outfit today when I was out and about, and so someone at Trader Joe's and I had a conversation about that, because I said I have my ugly Christmas sweater on, but it's my cute Christmas sweater because I'm a hairdresser, and it says
Right.
freeze with the blow dryers and the snowman, and it's funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, Helen like mine. I have the same one. Freeze. You guys can't see, but anyway.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, Helen wants one. You already got your gift. She got two gifts.
I haven't seen these again. But
Yeah.
at work I've been wearing one of my mom's sweaters because she had lots of Christmas sweaters.
There's lots of them. I didn't know you brought them home.
I did.
So this is the Curly Hair Q&A show, episode 234. I cannot believe it. I got to tell you something about that. Something Helen and I worked on this afternoon that was pretty interesting. Tonight's episode sponsored by the Curl Institute. Are you a licensed professional hairstylist that needs or wants professional curly hair training but doesn't have the thousands of dollars it takes to attend one of the big name classes? Melanie, are you one of those?
No,
No, she's not.
I wasn't paying attention. I was daydreaming while you were talking about that.
Well, the Curl Institute has your answer if you would have listened to the question. It's the brand new online Curl Institute Curly Hair Masterclass is going to be available, going live on January 15th. Everything you need to know to become a real curly hair specialist, all in one place. The Curl Institute gives you all the tools you need: the mannequin, the tripod, the Raw Curls Curly Hair professional products, the instruction manual, the weekly video calls with your curly hair educator, Melanie Nichols.
And me.
That's her.
Good thing I didn't answer yes.
Yes, now you're right, because now you're listening. Discounts on all your retail and back bar products, help with your marketing and branding to get customers in the door, all the different cutting and styling techniques that you need, including how to color curls and more, and how to run your business. We're going to help you. We're going to help you learn
That's
that.
a good one.
Yes. Yeah. I've said it for years, is that when we hadn't done this yet, I mean, we've been working on this project for a long time and trying to expand it, and there's stuff going on we can't tell you yet, but we're really trying to push this and expand it. And one of the things that's going to be in there is a number of business classes, because it's kind of one of these things that we've learned is that that there's things that like Melanie and I, or just people here in general in our, in our inner circle, that we do every day, that we know every day, that we just assume is like common knowledge, and it's not. And a lot of it is the difference between success and failure.
Correct.
It just is. And one of the things, how many times have you heard me say it, is that I've seen this a million times with other business people in my career, is I'll bet 90% of small business owners have no idea how to properly and effectively read a financial statement, a balance sheet, how to read a balance
it's
sheet.
crazy.
Yep.
I was just I heard, well, I was trying to listen to Celine Dion Christmas on the way here. But of course, an ad popped up and it was Dean Graziosi. And he was talking about exactly that. Like if you have, sometimes we have a talent that we don't even realize, something that you're really good at. And it's just like, it seems like just a daily thing for us that we don't even realize that it's something that we need to share and teach other people. And I think that was one of them that we discovered at one of my first classes that we taught. And, we were asking all the hairdressers if they knew the difference between a balance sheet and the income statement. Or
Yeah, it was something like, I can't remember what it was, but I
And none of them
remember
did.
that. Nobody did.
Yeah, not one.
Right.
So we said, well, there's a class.
There's a class. Right. Yeah, that's interesting. So anyway, stuff we're working on.
Yeah.
So the Curl Institute Curly Hair Online Masterclass is the most comprehensive professional curly hair training on the planet, and if costs pennies on the dollar compared to any other curly hair training, it's the only curly hair training you will need. You don't need to take 14 different classes, and you don't need to. If you have questions or would like to sign up for the pre-launch, which is January 15th, 2023, you can do so by sending an email to support@thecurlinstitute.com. You can do that after about noon tomorrow, because we're updating the email address. I can't tell you that I've had a miserable day. I had I started a Monday to find out that a number of our emails all go through Microsoft email software. Crashed completely, logged us out of everything. I haven't talked to anybody all day on email. Can't.
Are you having withdrawal?
Well, what I'm really panicking about is my day is booked tomorrow, and I know it's going to happen at 10:30 tomorrow when our tech guy comes in here and fixes it. It's going to explode, and I'm going to be like, I have no time. So take your career to the next level. You will not regret it, as we're giving you all these reasons that you should regret it.
It's fun.
Right?
Everyone should own their own business and start their own product line. It's awesome. It's super easy.
It's super easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I encourage you.
Or you could buy ours. Oh my gosh. God. All right,
we just sit around all day.
No,
and we don't even
checks
work.
to ourselves.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write matter of fact, I'm gonna do that right now.
Cool.
All right.
Too bad you don't have any checkbooks.
Right, exactly. Well, let's get started. I got a handful of questions tonight, and so we're gonna shoot to get done in about half an hour. Hey, so yesterday, our typical Sunday in our household is we get out and do our shopping and stuff for the week and whatever. And we got to stop at my favorite place yesterday is one of our last stops, right?
I'm trying to remember.
Ulta.
Oh, yeah.
I love Ulta.
We made so many stops. I was just kind of replaying that in my mind.
Yeah, it was a lot. We didn't even get them all done.
No,
but
I finished them today.
Yeah, stopped at Ulta. We're going to talk about that in a couple of weeks. And I always do this. I go there all the time. When we go there for Melissa, I immediately go back to the curly hair products. It's like I know exactly where everything is, no matter which Ulta we go to. And I go through and I look at who's got what and who's there and what the pricing is and whatever. And I always take pictures of everything. So I can't believe they've never thrown me out.
Yeah, really.
Because they got to be looking at me.
What are you taking pictures of?
Yeah, I had of the products and the prices.
I know, but
so
I would
like
kick
hold
you
them.
out.
Yeah, you would think they would. I've only one time, and it was at the beautiful Cape Coral Ulta, where I had somebody actually recognize me in the curly hair aisle. And you know what's funny?
No.
Is she was looking at a bunch of different stuff. This is great. This is a perfect selling point for this show. This happened about 3 years ago, or maybe a little more than that when we were still living there, right? And I'm in there, right? And she's in the same aisle. It's only the two of us, right? and she recognizes me. And so I walk over there, say hi, blah, 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 blah. We're talking about it. And I'm talking about her hair and looking at it, telling her, here's what I, would recommend. Do this, stay away from this, whatever. And pitch her on anything, like whatever, right? I told her exactly what to do. And I walked over to the other end of the aisle and I kind of looked over my shoulder. She bought everything I told her not to buy.
There you have it.
And there you have it, right? And it's stuff like that that happens to me that I'm like, why do I even do this? Like, why do I even do this? Anyway.
Well, I had an interesting thing happen today because I went over to the dentist in my plaza who I'm friends with, and happy birthday, Laura. She doesn't watch the show. But anyway, because I had a sales rep that was dropping off a product and I wasn't at the salon, so I said he could leave it there and I'd go get it. And then I get to visit my little buddy Carson and Lucy and get my little doggy fix. So, and they get so excited when I come in. But anyway, so I went in and I went up to the desk, and you can't really, they have like the plastic up and all that because of COVID. And the receptionist, Tracy, who I'm also friends with, and she's a client, was having a conversation with somebody else. And then she's like, oh, this is, and then she started talking about me, and she said something about a hairdresser and, the curly hair products, raw curls. And what I didn't realize, I was confused what was going on back and forth, because she was saying that because she was talking to this man. He's a hairdresser. So she was already talking about him to me because of our products. He was asking what she used on her hair. And so she was telling him about me and our products. And he was a hairdresser too. So anyway, I didn't catch on to that until after he left, actually, because I thought she was just saying I was her hairdresser. And, anyway, he asked where the salon was and he was going to check it out. But so anyway, maybe he'll be interested in our products.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yes.
All right, let's get into some topics for Melanie here, so you can show us all how smart you are.
Oh boy.
Boy. So I had a number of inquiries over the last 2 weeks about coloring, and it seems that what I think happens is certain times of the year I've noticed that we'll get like influxes of people who want to embrace their curls, and it's odd. It's not like just constantly. It's like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's TV shows. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's weather. Different times of the year. But there's been a number of people who have really been questioning the coloring of curls or bleaching of curls, or bleaching the roots, coloring the roots, this and that, whatever. And they're asking very, very similar questions, and it goes kind of like this. I want to embrace my curls. I bought this and this and this at Ulta, Sephora, whatever. We should have walked into Sephora yesterday. Well, we didn't have time. We were so busy.
I know.
So I haven't been in
We were busy buying C's chocolate.
Yeah, we were busy buying C's chocolate. That's not Helen's present. So
sorry, I ate it.
She got hers already, and we ate it. So anyway, but we should have stopped in Sephora. But anyway, but they, they'll go and they'll buy a bunch of products and whatever, and they'll go into our Facebook groups. For curly hair, and there's a number of people who are in those groups who are plenty knowledgeable by now that can answer those initial questions and get them going. And I would say more than half of them are bleaching or coloring. And when you tell them, hey, you're going to have to stop, that's like a deal killer. Nope, not doing it. I'm not doing it, whatever. So the question for you, Melanie, is, first of all, tell us your thoughts on on coloring and or bleaching curly hair, let's say, or bleaching curly hair. And, what are your thoughts on that? And then tell us, are there any quote unquote safe ways to do it where you won't be hurting the integrity of the hair when you're trying, it's kind of like you're trying to grow curls, kind of, when you've never had them, right? So tell us what your thoughts on that, and is there any gray area? Is there any common ground between coloring and bleaching, or not? You know,
Is
is there
there
any
any gray
neutral?
area? That's funny.
I get it. Uh-huh. I made it funny.
That is a funny. Funny that you brought that up because I was waiting for you to ask me about my week because you always do, and I'm not prepared, and I have to think back, and it's just like
That's why I
a
didn't.
blur
That's why I didn't.
because like I work so many hours, and last week was even more. I was there till 11:30 one night, but it was a coloring frenzy last week. I mean, I was just a coloring machine.
Oh, because your assistant was on vacation.
Well, that has nothing to do with it.
Oh, I thought the time.
No, no. I just had I mean, oh my gosh, so many colors day after day after day. Everyone's trying to get their hair done for Christmas. It's just that time.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I had lots of cuts too. I had a lot of everything, but there was
I
just,
need both.
yeah. Uh-huh. So to answer your question, those are two very different things and affect the hair very differently, coloring and bleaching. So let's talk about that first. I mean, I support both of them. And what I tell people is it can and will affect your hair. And, just to be educated about those effects is what you need to know and how to counteract or how to repair, damage that's done. But coloring is way more gentle. There's going to be the least amount of damage, and you can go from, semi to demi to a permanent color. And the colors that I use are all super gentle. I use organic and non-ammonia hair colors, so it's going to keep your hair and your curls in the best integrity and condition that is possible with coloring the hair. A lot of times the hair actually feels and looks better after we color because there's so many conditioning agents in the coloring. I'm not saying that, it really is in better condition, but it does seal down the cuticle. It does put conditioning and shine into the hair. And then we finish with the Raw Curls products. So it always feels amazing. So those are going to be, the least damaging. And then anytime you start to lighten the hair, and this is the way that I explain it to people, because they'll say, like, why would you support lightening and bleaching the hair if it's going to cause damage? Because exactly for the reason that you started this conversation with, because people want it. So, you just have to tell them, what's going to happen and how to repair the damage that is done. And let them make the choice. So a lot of times if somebody comes in and they're not sure about, highlighting their hair, I will explain. And especially here in Florida, I'm able to use this technique that I've really kind of created, this reverse balayage, and utilize the lightness in their hair already from it fading out from the sunshine and all the things that happen here, with the salt water and the terrible water that we have that, washes color out of the hair because there's so many chemicals. So they already come in with their hair, lighter, and I'm able to actually utilize that a lot of times in order to give them a highlighted and low lighted look without actually putting lightener or bleach into the hair. So that's going to give them, really the best scenario because it's going to keep the integrity of the hair better. But then sometimes people just want highlights or lightening in the hair. Very rarely do I bleach the whole head. I mean, that's pretty much, I don't do that very often anymore. That's kind of outdated. So then the lighter you go, the more damage. So, depending if your hair is super dark and you're wanting to be super light, that's going to be the most damaging. And then that affects the porosity of the hair. The highest level of porosity, you're going to get the most breakage and damage. And then, you're going to have to recondition and retreat that hair. So there you have it.
Okay.
But there are, we have all kinds of different conditioning treatments, and I always recommend starting, at least with a take-home one, or, there's several salon ones that you can, have a service done if you come in. All the way up to, very reparative, like keratin treatments that I offer that are safe and healthy and going to repair that damage that's been done.
Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about, in a upcoming episode, we're going to talk about keratin treatments, and we're going to talk about the new kid on the block in the Olaplex world, but we're not going to talk about that tonight.
Okay.
Somebody asked today about that had gotten some really bad, had a really bad coloring experience. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
and they asked if you knew of anybody that could color their curly hair that had, that had your kind of skills in the Chattanooga area. And I said, as a matter of fact, we do, but I couldn't think of her last name. It's Bridget what? Do you know?
Davis.
Davis. Whoever that was that asked me about that today.
Brigitte or something.
Yeah, it's spelled a little different, but it's Bridget Davis.
And I think it's just Bridget Davis Salon or
Yeah,
Bridget Davis.
I think it is. I think it's Bridget Davis Salon in the Nuga. So
Yeah.
check her out.
She's a board certified hair colorist and
Yep.
an exam evaluator. So
Yep.
she definitely,
She's got skills.
Yeah, she's got skills. So yeah, she doesn't specialize in curly hair, but she definitely
No.
has the, knowledge to, do what you need
Do it right.
and do it right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So check her out. Make sure you drop Melanie's name. That'll bump you right to the front of the list. It will. It'll give you a little clout.
Bridget and I have shared clients for many, many years.
That's right. You have. Yeah. So it'll help. Oh boy. Okay. So here's.
Did I answer that question?
I think you did.
A quick answer is the same level of darkness or darker is going to be the gentlest, and if you go lighter, the lighter you go, the more damaging.
There you go. If you have any more questions about that, you can always put them in the comment section wherever you are watching or listening. All right. I'm not going to take a lot of time on this, but a number of people have asked, so I'm going to address it. Okay. Over the last
He always does this when he's excited.
yes, over the last you're going to find out why I'm excited.
Okay.
Because I get to kind of scold people
Does
without
this help?
It does. So anyway, so since we've been talking the last several weeks about all these new Raw Curls Vault products that are coming out, and this isn't a sales pitch, so don't worry about it. Don't blah 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 me. But we've announced that we've got at least 4 new products, actually 5. We got a new deep conditioner coming out. We've got the hydrating cleanser, the hydrating conditioner, the cream gel, and the curl repair spray. So that's 5.
Somebody got the cream gel already.
Funny you should say that.
Because
you know why they got the firm gel?
No, the cream gel.
They're the cream gel. The cream gel, that's what this is about. So when this conversation came up, I didn't start it. I think in our big group, the Curly Girl Support Group. If you're not on Facebook, you might want to check that out. Somebody had mentioned, this discussion about, when's the cream gel coming out? I can't find it. It says sold out on the website and whatever. I'm like, well, then somebody else answered and said, yeah, so they're not being released until the 15th. And somebody made a post like right under that and said, hey, if you ever need anybody, to test all these new products, I'd be more than happy to. And of course, 14 people comment afterwards, I want to be a tester. I want to be a tester. I want to be a tester. So I said, when I saw this a couple of days ago, I said, watch the Curly Hair Q&A show on Monday, and I'll tell you how you get on that tester list. So you know how somebody got to try that firm and flexible cream gel? Because they were a tester.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you how you get on that list. But let me start by telling you this. It's way easier to get kicked off that list than it is to get on it.
Oh.
Way easier. Here's the thing.
On the naughty list.
Oh, yes. And that's the thing. And I'm gonna tell you this. This is how we do it. But
This is how we do it.
Yes, this is how we do it. Right. So I'm sure this is pretty much every other company. If you have an in with somebody on the upper end or on the chemist or whatever, there's a possibility that you get on the list. But here's the thing. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to take a lot of time, but I know you guys want to know. It's not like you think. And I would say of the times that I do it, that I need people, I pretty much know who I'm looking for. Like if it's a certain type of, because I'm in all the curly hair groups, if we're doing research and development, which is typically called R&D. So if we're doing R&D on something, or we're going to start R&D on something, I already know from being on the, in the groups on a daily basis that Susie would probably be a really good person for this or whatever. And I'm able to pick those out. But like I said, it's way easier to get off that list than it is to get on it because it is special. And I always give people the background, of it when I ask them or they ask me. And you guys need to know this. When a company like us or any other company does this, is creating new products or wants to adjust, make changes to the products they already have, it is super expensive. Super expensive. So if we're testing, that means we're bringing in all kinds of ingredients that a lot of times we can't buy just, like you're buying a quarter pound of sugar. It's not like that. A lot of times you have to buy much larger sizes just to get the little bit to make a sample or 2 or 3 or 10 or 30 while you're trying to create a product. So what happens is we make very small amounts, but we might make several iterations of that. It could be anywhere from 2 or 3. It could be 30. It could be 40. It could be a lot until you get exactly what we want. So we'll make a sample that's maybe a cup, which if we give half an ounce in each little container to give to people to try to get, the feedback that we need, when working on it, that's really expensive. In other words, let's just use a cream gel for an example, okay? So say we're creating the cream gel and we're trying to figure out firmness and thickness and viscosity, all this other stuff, right? We're trying to figure this all out. We might come up with maybe 6 half ounce little samples to send to people to try, right? We might have $600 in that, right? So when you say, yeah, I'll be a tester, and somebody like me or from any other company says, okay, I see you have this kind of hair, you use this, right? Okay, you'll be good. And I'll tell you exactly what I need you to do. Here's how I need you to use this. Here is the steps I want you to take. I'm going to send it out to you on Monday. So you're going to get it on Wednesday. I need you to use it by Saturday, and I need the information back by Monday. And more than 9 times out of 10, when I do that, people won't follow directions. They won't do it. It'll always be something like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot because my kid had softball practice, and then I changed my wash day and whatever." Well, you've just completely screwed up my testing. I just sent you a $400 sample, and now your feedback to me is worthless. And it could be for a number of reasons. Like it could be that I gave you that time period because I didn't put any preservative in it, or I put a smaller amount in it, or I know that in a 5-day period, the consistency of it's going to change on its own. It's stuff you don't know. It's stuff you don't need to know, but you need to follow exactly what I tell you and give me the feedback that I tell you, and not more than I need, not less than I need, but you have, and like I said, this is anybody. It's not just us. So literally, I would say more than 9 out of 10 people that I bring in won't do it, or can't do it, or won't do it right, or will screw it up, or never get back to me. Hey, Melanie, more people wanted to know about this than any other question we have tonight. Want to know about this? That's why I'm telling you, right?
Okay, we get it. We get it.
I'll bet you $10 right now the next time I set out a sample, the majority of them will be wrong. They'll come back wrong to me. They'll be useless. Nope, they don't listen. So anyway, if you want to get on that list, it's really easy to get off it. So unless you're absolutely committed to following the directions, exactly the way we ask for them, don't ask to be on my list. Because it just, all it's going to do is make me angry. And every time I see your name, I'm going to be angry. So just
Yes, anger issues.
because you cost me 300, 400, 500 bucks or whatever, because you wouldn't do it. Right. Yeah. And that's just the way it is. I don't know why. I don't know why. So now you guys know how to get on the list, and you clearly know how to get off the list. All right. Okay. Melanie, here is another real common question that's been coming up a lot. Especially with new people. And like I said, it's certain times of the year where lots of new people try to embrace their curls. You know what? Now that I just thought of it, maybe it's because it's Christmas and they're thinking, all right, I know this is going to be costly. Maybe I can get some Christmas money, or I can get, my relatives to buy me a bunch of this and this if I can figure it out. Right. And then maybe that's why. But, a lot of people struggle with the concept of having different curl patterns on the same head of hair. How do you deal with that? Do you deal with that with products? Do you deal with it with styling techniques? Do you deal with it in the cut in the chair at your salon? How do you deal with different curl patterns on the same head of hair?
Well, that's very common. Just about everybody has at least, two curl patterns. Yeah. That's why we say like your 2C, 3A, because most people aren't just one, it's very, very common. Yeah, most people have a curlier spot like underneath the nape, or that's where I'm straighter, or, the one side is curlier and one side is straighter. It's very, very common. It's, I would say, more uncommon to have an even curl pattern throughout your entire head. So it's all the above. It's dealt with in the curly cut. That's part of the whole purpose of it, because, cutting the hair dry, you're dealing with, like I said, if one side is straighter than the other, or if you have that straight hair underneath. So we address that and cut it properly during the curly cut process and with those special techniques. And then, of course, product and product application are key as well, because that's going to help give you the best curl that you can get.
Okay. Is there something that's typical? Is it more typical in wavies, or more typical in the tighter coilies, or is there no, or is it not more prevalent in one or the other?
I would say it's really not, maybe slightly less prevalent in the really super tight coilies. I'm just thinking about the people that I've seen. It seems they all have, it's very common for the super tight coilies to have, it really thick and really tight, and it shrinks to the head in that nape area. That seems to be consistent. They might get, some dangles. It's pretty much everyone. It's pretty much everyone.
Mm-hmm. So really dealt with in the cut more than anything.
Yeah. Maybe those people that are just very slightly wavy, not as big of an issue, because they're not. I did have one girl that had everything from slightly wavy or straight to like some hair that was completely, tight coils. That was the most interesting hair I've ever seen. And she had not like straightened her hair chemically or anything like that. So that was very unique. I remember taking pictures of it, but it was a couple years ago.
Hard to style for a consumer.
Yeah. It's not like you're gonna. I mean, it's not really realistic that you're gonna use all kinds of different products on each section of your hair. So you're gonna get the best results from having the right haircut, the right products, and the right application techniques.
Okay. All right. Hey, for those of you who are Diva Curl users or watching tonight in the Diva Curl user support group on Facebook, our January show, which will be the second week of January, won't be the first week of January. Second week of January, we've got a big announcement for you guys.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
You're going to want to be around here.
Wow.
Uh-huh. I'm not telling you, but you're going to want to be here.
He's not telling me either.
I'm not telling anybody. All right. Okay, Melanie, open up your Christmas present from Miss Helen.
Ooh, okay.
It's your color bag.
It is. Yes, very fun. Okay. Oh, boy. Ooh, how fun. Plain and simple chocolate tea. Wow. How fun is that?
That sounds like something you'd like.
Yeah, because it's chocolate.
Right, because Melanie
Yay.
doesn't like coffee.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Ooh, I've never heard of chocolate tea.
Is there enough
Thanks,
for 2
Helen.
cups in there? Helen says yes.
Do I have to share?
She said it was for both of us.
Oh, you said it was for me. Look, you tried to, he was into this
I
gift
was
already,
not.
wasn't he?
Oh. Oh. So Helen was gonna drink it and then changed her mind and said, "No, I'm gonna re-gift this."
No.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Nice.
She likes supporting independent
Yes,
business.
plain and simple.
Yep, and she supported us today too.
Oh, very good. Wow.
Look at that, non-GMO and doesn't have all the garbage ingredients in it. Nice. Well, thank you, Helen.
Thank you,
That was
Helen.
very
That's
thoughtful.
awesome. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
All right, we'll take a look at that. Do you want to look at? Should she look at it now, or should we look at it later, Helen? What do you think? Anytime you want, she says.
Well, I've got it open.
All right.
Very nice. Oh, cool. Thank you. Thanks, Helen.
Oh, thanks, Helen. Very nice.
That was awesome. I can't wait to try that.
Yes, yes. So thank you very much.
Everything's better with chocolate.
Yeah. All right.
What can I say? I'm my mom's kid.
That's right. She is her mom's kid. So we will see you guys next Monday night, which will be.
We will? No, I don't think so.
Wait.
Christmas is Sunday.
So why wouldn't we be here Monday?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's Boxing Day. You're not in the UK anymore, Helen. It doesn't matter.
We can pretend.
And you don't box, so
We can pretend.
it's not about boxing, I don't think.
I don't know. I don't.
She does like
Could we
wrestling.
have I don't even have 2 days off for Christmas. Can't we have off?
Well, the problem is that if we have off next Monday, we're not going to be here the following Monday either.
It's a holiday.
All right, maybe we'll see you guys next week. I don't know. Maybe we'll see you sometime in March. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, so happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate
Yes,
whichever
Merry Christmas,
and
happy
whatever holiday I'm
holidays.
missing.
Well, like my clients, well, it was actually kind of funny because she should have known that it was Hanukkah. And I said, it's Hanukkah this weekend, isn't it? And she's like, I don't know. And I said, what? What do you mean you don't know? And so anyway, we just were like, happy everything, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year,
New
happy
Year,
birthday,
whatever
whatever. Yeah, happy everything. Happy.
Yes, whatever floats your boat. Anyway, all right, we'll see you guys next week and have a
Great curly week.
bye.